running your mouth to me?
No, because you was looking at my license plate. For what?
Exactly.
For what?
You don't have the right to run this.
I got my rights
You
to
don't have
do
the right
anything
to run
I
this
want to
plate.
do. I'm a police officer.
You can't run.
7 times rude cops got owned and humiliated. Welcome to the shocking world of justice served. Witness times rude cops got owned and humiliated. Prepare to be amazed. Let's begin. Number 1. In this encounter, 2 police officers approach a citizen holding a Pepsi can in public, claiming to check for public drinking. However, the citizen steadfastly exercised his constitutional rights.
No inquiry needed.
So, well, our job is to make sure the community's safe.
That's some
People
Gestapo stuff when you
out,
stop for everybody
walking.
holding a can anywhere.
No, not everybody holding a can anywhere.
Just me?
No, just people that we feel might be drinking in public. So we're
Do
checking to
you
make sure
suspect
you're
I
okay.
might be drinking in public?
We have no idea.
We don't know what the.
That's
So
why
you
we're
do not
asking.
suspect that I might be drinking in public?
Show us what kind
We
of
have what is
evidence
called
you
a
have.
reasonable
suspect?
suspicion.
That's what I'm asking. Do you suspect? You said
We have
no.
what's called a reasonable suspicion.
Do you have a reasonable suspicion?
Yeah, we do.
What
We're
is
holding
that?
A can.
I'm holding
so
a
we're stopped
can.
to investigate.
That's your reasonable
That's not a
suspicion?
reasonable suspicion for drinking.
Holding a can
alcohol.
is a reasonable suspicion.
Yeah.
So anybody holding a can is under
Under
reasonable
suspicion.
suspicion.
Firmly cautioning the approaching police officers to maintain a considerable distance and refrain from any actions that could be perceived as attempts to intimidate him through the display of their firearms. He firmly refuses to show the Pepsi can, challenging the officers to articulate their reasonable suspicion. Calmly, he requests their identification cards.
I'm going to set it down and then you can grab it. Would that be better so I don't get too close?
Officer Avila,
Yeah.
may I have your card, please? Excellent. Officer Avila has no problem being professional with the business card.
You did get
Anything
too close
else
to
that you gentlemen need besides Gestapo stops for cans?
Leading one officer to comply professionally, while the other becomes defensive. The citizen accuses them of conducting unwarranted Gestapo stops for harmless cans on the sidewalk. Unperturbed by their attempts at coercion, he stands his ground, asserting his rights and refusing to back down. The officers eventually realize they cannot intimidate him and decide to end the conversation, leaving the citizen victorious in his display of knowledge and confidence. Number 2. In this intense traffic stop, a citizen confronts a bullying police officer who pulled him over unjustly.
What are you pulling me over for? Legal pullover. A legal pullover, buddy. You just pulled me over unconstitutionally. Do you understand that?
Hey, you're speeding.
I'm not speeding.
Talk about me
I got a fucking dash cam with my GPS on it, buddy.
Listen. You flipped me off while I'm driving down.
That's not illegal, but not illegal. You
Hey,
just committed a
license-
crime.
license and
Nope,
registration.
you're not getting license and registration. I haven't committed no crime. What's my crime?
The officer claims the citizen was speeding and alleges he flipped him off while driving, which the citizen denies. However, the officer insists on the citizen providing his identification and registration, but the citizen firmly refuses.
That's a secondary crime.
That's an arrestable offense.
Is it?
Yeah.
What'd you pull me over for?
I told you speeding. Give me your license.
Speeding. I'm giving you my license registration under threat of arrest
All right,
and
it's
your
not correct.
litigation, buddy.
Let's go.
Litigation. Litigation.
10-4.
Here's my license. Here's my license. Here's my registration. And you're going to litigation, buddy.
Okay.
You are. No problem.
Confidently asserting that the stop was conducted unlawfully, thereby exercising his rights. Unfazed by the officer's threats, the citizen challenges him to present evidence of speeding and a radar gun. Despite backup arriving, the citizen stands his ground and eventually provides his license and registration under protest. He continues to assert his rights and refuses to answer unnecessary questions. The citizen firmly warns the officer that he will contest the ticket in court and stands up to the bullying behavior. The video of the encounter goes viral, showcasing how a knowledgeable citizen can challenge and stand against an aggressive officer during a traffic stop. Number 3. In this empowering encounter, a confident teenager stands his ground during an interaction with a police officer. The officer questions him about his age and destination, attempting to elicit personal information.
How old are you?
17.
You're 17? Where are you coming from?
The rec?
The what?
The rec.
The rec center?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Why?
Because I'm asking you for your name.
No, I don't have to give out my name.
Yeah, you do, because I'm investigating a suspicious person, and you have to give me your name.
Suspicious ain't a crime, though.
Yeah, it is.
Being suspicious is a crime?
Yeah, if you're doing something, can you just slip off away from the road? These people drive crazy.
Well, I had a feeling y'all would come.
So what?
I had a feeling y'all would come bother me once I seen you. I came from the wreck.
Because I was looking right at you.
The teen smartly refuses to give his name, aware of his right not to do so. He calmly informs the officer that he has committed no crime.
They keep questioning me if I haven't done nothing.
Well, now that I'm looking at your pants, I see they're black, and I was told they were blue pants, so I mean, no reason to get all hyped up with me.
Nah, I'm just asking why you just
Okay, you still want to speak with my sergeant?
Am I free to go?
Yeah, I'm going to give you my card. Okay? And my sergeant's name, I'm going to write it on here for you, okay? So you can reach out to him if you need.
When the officer mentions calling a sergeant, the teen stands firm and insists on his rights, even challenging the officer's knowledge of the law. Despite the officer's attempt to manipulate the situation, the teen remains composed and resolute. The officer, realizing he has no legitimate reason to detain the teen, eventually gives his card and the sergeant's name. The teen continues to assert his rights and skillfully avoids answering intrusive questions.
Where do you go to school at?
I don't go to school.
How are you 17 and not going to school?
Because I'm not from out here.
Where are you from?
You don't got to worry about that.
Well, until you're 18 years old, you have to go to school.
Technically, I could drop out.
The encounter ends with the teen successfully asserting his rights and leaving the officer with no grounds to continue the interaction. Number 4. Check out this video. A citizen confidently exercises his right to film public officials and assert his First Amendment rights. The police officer confronts him, questioning the reason for his recording.
Not much, just walking around.
Videotaping the police department's not a good idea.
Why? You guys are friendly people.
We are, but why are we doing this?
Why wouldn't we?
Because it's a security issue for us.
Is it?
It is?
I don't think so.
It is.
It's public property.
It is public property, but when you start recording our perimeter and our gates and what our activities are, it's a concern to us.
I've only been here for about 15 minutes.
Right. We had officers that drove by and saw you pulling out of here, walking out of here, and said that you were recording them as they left.
I did.
Yeah, and that's an issue. Why are we doing that?
I don't have to have a reason.
The citizen calmly refuses to provide identification, asserting that he hasn't broken any laws and that filming public property is within his rights. The officer attempts to argue that the activity is suspicious, but the citizen smartly challenges him to specify whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony.
Let's see.
I don't.
What is your name?
I'm not going to give that to you.
You're not going to give it to me.
No. Why would I give it to you? I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, you're recording our property, you're recording our building,
Sure.
and it's a security issue for us.
Am I being detained?
You are.
Okay.
Until I can get you identified.
And what's your reasonable,
Because I want to make sure that you're
articulable
not doing
suspicion?
something that's a problem for our law enforcement community.
So in order to detain somebody, you have to have a law that you're investigating, correct? So which law are you? What law do you suspect me of breaking?
The officer calls for a supervisor, and the citizen patiently waits for them to arrive. The citizen stands his ground throughout the exchange, emphasizing that he doesn't need to identify himself unless there's reasonable suspicion of a crime. Finally, the supervisor arrives and confirms the citizen's right to film and leaves, with the citizen remaining composed and empowered.
Refusing to identify himself so that we know who we're dealing with.
Okay, you don't want to identify yourself?
What? I don't need to. He said he doesn't suspect me of a crime or anything, and I'm just
asking.
No, but no, sir, I don't.
Just asking. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
Okay.
Have a nice
My
day.
name's John, by the way. Thanks. Take care, guys.
Cooperation.
What's that? Sergeant, what was your name and badge number?
Sergeant name and badge number 239.
Thank you, sir.
The encounter showcases a knowledgeable citizen standing up to unnecessary police interference and asserting his rights with confidence and poise. Number 5. In this video, a knowledgeable citizen confidently exercises his rights while being confronted by Flagler County Sheriff's deputies.
Okay, if you come out here and you even tell me I can't record something from a public easement, I'm going to hold you liable under Chapter 21, Title 42, United States Code, Section 1983 and 1985 for conspiracy. You're dismissed.
Oh, I'm dismissed.
You're dismissed.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I just asked you a question.
No more questions. I don't answer questions.
With unwavering resolve, the citizen firmly declines to disclose his name and identification, emphasizing that he has not engaged in any unlawful activity that warrants such disclosure. He confidently asserts his right to privacy and insists that without any suspicion of wrongdoing, he's under no obligation to provide his personal information to the deputies. The citizen warns the deputies that any attempt to prevent him from recording in a public easement will result in liability under Sections 1983 and 1985 of the United States Code. The deputies' attempts to intimidate him with backup fail as he firmly stands his ground, citing Florida law that he's not obligated to identify himself without reasonable suspicion of a crime.
And I do not have to identify myself. Go f yourself. I'm not going to ID. I totally 100,000% refuse. I have not committed a crime. You cannot articulate a crime. You just said it in front of 27 people that I didn't commit a crime. If I have not committed a crime, then I do not need to ID. Bye-bye.
Undeterred by their pressure, he asserts his First Amendment rights and criticizes their actions. Eventually, the deputies retreat, leaving the citizen to exercise his rights freely. Number 6. In this troubling incident, an Indianapolis police officer unlawfully detained 2 black shoppers, claiming they were suspicious without any valid reason. The officer insisted on seeing their identification despite lacking reasonable suspicion or cause for a traffic stop.
For what?
Because I told you to.
You haven't have a reason, sir. You didn't pull me over. But you didn't pull me over.
Get the license out, or I'll hit for a backup and I'll take you out of the car.
Get your
driver's license.
Call your supervisor, sir.
Get your driver's license out right now.
Call your supervisor.
Please call your supervisor. Because
you're not
pulling me over neither.
You get your driver's license out
Sir.
right now. Show me ID.
Call your supervisor.
What do you need my ID for, sir?
Well, because you want to run your mouth to me.
No, because you was looking at my license plate. For what?
Exactly.
For what?
You don't have the right to run this.
I got my rights to do anything I want to do. I'm a police officer.
You can't
that
run
doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
I'll pull you over and I'll tow your car.
The citizens, well aware of their constitutional rights and understanding the lack of reasonable grounds for the officer's actions, confidently and assertively question the officer's motives and refuse to comply with the request to provide their identification.
I said, show me your driver's license.
What is the suspicion, sir?
Get your driver's license out.
You can't
Just
state the
show me your
suspicion.
driver's license. That's all I want to see.
You're not explaining to me. You didn't pull
I'm
me over.
explaining to
You
you.
jumped out your car and asked me, did I want to?
Investigation.
What are you investigating?
Look,
You
get
just
your
see me in there
driver's
shopping.
license
I
out.
paid.
Because we spend money.
I paid for everything that I bought.
Get your driver's license out.
Sir,
Show me your driver's license. If you don't got no warrants or nothing, you're gone. I don't have no problem.
what is the reason
Get
that you're
your
stopping
driver's
me?
license. I'm not going to argue with you no more.
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to understand
Show 'em your
something.
license. What's your name, officer? That's all I want. Because we're
Show
following.
me your driver's license and you can go.
We asked for a supervisor. You did not understand.
I'm not going to get a supervisor.
I'm asking for your name.
I'm off-duty employment.
You're off duty?
Exactly. Off-duty employment.
If you're off duty, then why are you stopping people?
And I'm stopping you because you're suspicious.
Why are
About
we
what?
suspicious?
Recognizing their right to be free from unlawful detention and unjust treatment, they challenged the officer's actions, seeking accountability and justice in the face of discrimination. Thankfully, another officer intervened, acknowledging that there was no legal basis for the stop, and the citizens were released.
Know what was going on because I know he couldn't really articulate what he was trying to say.
Yeah, as far as I know, based upon what happened, I don't think either of us have any reasonable suspicion to believe that there's a crime taking place. It says there's no reason for a traffic stop at this point.
Right.
This incident sheds light on the issue of racial profiling and the urgent need for police accountability and proper training to avoid such unjust encounters in the future. The officer involved was subsequently fired for his wrongful actions, highlighting the significance of addressing these systemic problems within law enforcement. So, that's all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. We appreciate your feedback on the video. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this video enjoyable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel before you go. Thank you for watching.